What name is ruined for you? My name is Richard Service. Seriously, my grandpa went by Dick Service. My dad's is Richard too. I'm a third generation of Dick Service. It gets so old. Alexa, at least in terms of naming a child or pet, thanks to the Alexa device. As someone named Milo, I'd have to say Milo. Nearly every Milo that I meet in real life turns out to be a dog. Edit. I am loving the stories that you all have replied with. It really is making me feel better. Red Heart Hash also. I have to try this Milo drink now. Karen. My friend, Karen, is not taking the comments well. Breaks my heart. Bought. In high school we had a kid named Dylan and a kid named Dylan, and I'm pretty sure they were in a secret who can be the bigger piece of shit contest, and they tied for first. Bob Wahadabi, it's a boy. Riley. She ruined my birthday. Harmony. I'm a teacher, and all the harmonies I've had were not at all harmonious. Lolita. Aaron, thanks. Key Peel. Oedipus. Only takes one motherfucker to ruin a cool name. Adolf. I know a woman who named her daughter Jezebel, wanting a biblical name. Now the daughter has behavior issues, and I'm like, maybe you should have read the story first. My name, Karen. Judas. It doesn't get the attention like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Anything I hear the name Divin, I can't help thinking about the SNL skit The Californians. Brock. WTF kind of name is that, anyway? Sounds like someone vomiting. Brock. I've known 4 Brocks in my 58 years on this planet, and not a one of them was worth a damn. All so thick they couldn't make a pile with a handful of rocks. I wouldn't say it was ruined for me, but any time I see a young girl named Nevaeh, I immediately assume she's the unintended product of a very young single mom barely making ends meet. Edit spelling. Fanny. Angel. Some guy I used to work with robbed the business blind, causing them to close down. Never trust a guy named Angel. Tracy, etc. Twice burned. I automatically distrust anyone with that name now. One bastard in Utah and one bitch in Idaho. Fuck 'em both. I have a bad association with the name Alex. In college, I sat next to an Alex in art history, and he was always drinking coffee, and after every sip he would go, every 2 seconds, and he would take like 40 sips. I had to drop the class. Mulva. Just here to make sure my name doesn't make the list. Unamused face. Heather. I swear to God at least 20 of the girls I went to high school with were named Heather, and they were all nasty bitches. Jenny. Forrest Gump ruined it. Jen Nay. I work in childcare, and surprisingly there's only one name that's been ruined. Dylan. The first Dylan was spirited, a natural leader, and strong-willed, to put it nicely. The second Dylan was allergic to damn near everything, which wasn't the problem, and he figured out that while we were cleaning up meals as quick as possible so he doesn't die, he could technically get away with anything. Biting was his action of choice. Dylan is still fair game. I've had one and he's a sweetheart. Courtney. Biggest bully in junior high. Fuck you, Courtney. You're the reason I changed schools and went into therapy. Joey Joe Jr. Shabadoo. Gabby. Cursed name now. Emotional manipulation is a helluva deterrent. Gay, the nickname for my grandmother Gaither. Happy to not see my name here, thanks Mom. Also Cade. Nevaeh. Too many people thought they were being clever or unique with this name. I happen to know 2 women named Katrina Bright, Pretty Scandinavian-sounding name at the time of the catastrophic 2005 hurricane. Felt sorry for them. Katrina, now shorthand for natural disaster, tragedy, and government FUBAR. Pedophile. Annie. The most beautiful name. The meanest little girl I've ever met. Huge bully. My dad called her a bitch. No, not to her face. Den. As a teacher, there are several names that are forever ruined for me: Trevor, Travis, Dax, Jenica, Ashlyn, to name a few. Also Navia, because it's just stupid. What kind of sicko names their kid Heaven spelled backwards? Brandon, because, well, you know it. Karen, obviously. Isis, which is a shame since this is the name of an Egyptian goddess. Mustafa. Garrett. XAEA12, just kidding, that name was always trash. Chad. But is that even a name? Josh. Brent Dylan. Brent was one of my best friends till he tried hooking up with my wife while I was at work. Dylan, because he was hooking up with my wife while I was at work. Any of the Aiden names. I'm a teacher and I've had years of classes with Aidens, Bradens, Cadens, Gradens, Haydens, Jadens, Cadens, Lydens, Pydens, and Zadens, all spelled in different ways. I'm done having kids, but I hope my children don't name their kids any of these names. Benito. My name, index finger pointing up, hash smirking face. Thanks social media. Aiden, Braden, Jaden, Caden, Zayden, etc., etc., etc. There is no name you'll hear screamed more at Walmart. Please stop naming your kids this. It's not cool. It's basic bitch territory. LOL. Scott. Every Scott I have ever met has been dumb, arrogant, a complete asshole, or a combination of the three. I have never met a normal person named Scott, and I will continue to hold this grudge until I do. Elementary teacher for the last decade here. Angels never are. Jesuses are usually the mischief leaders. And Ivan is the name of the permanent bruise on my leg, courtesy of the student who gave it to me. Ah, youth, smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes. After dating 3 Jasons and 2 Joshs. Definitely any J names. Kyle. Both guys I dated were POS, and I will never ever trust someone named Kyle again. Astrid. That episode of The Office where Michael keeps pronouncing it as turd face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Michaela. In my country there was a TV show that used the name to refer about ladies' private parts. Mackenzie and Madison. Naomi, because it's Simone backwards. Sarah. Because Sarah the Triceratops in the land before time was a right cunt. Karen. Amber. Chris. I have too many in my life who are horrible people and not enough of the good ones. Eric. All because of a silly and at times absolutely god-tier TV series. Screw you, Cartman, by the way. Every ex's name, and everyone in worst ex's family. Stephanie. Adolf. It was a very common name until that one Austrian guy came along. Travis and Gavin. Assholes. Ryan. Every Ryan I have ever met has been a jackass. Angela. Every Angela I met are terrible people with incredulous self-confidence, to everyone's chagrin. Marjorie. Kyle. Because every time I meet a Kyle I have to focus every fiber of myself to not shout "fuck you Kyle" in a raspy high-pitched